why did the philosophy change? What made that, what was the catalyst for you to think, hey, I shouldn't just talk about it at the beginning, middle, and end. I should just plant seeds. Why did your philosophy change on that?
It was because I was attracting a lot of the wrong clients. I was getting bogged down with the wrong type of client for myself, and I was the wrong type of coach for that client. So I learned to be more conscious of my avatar. Who was I actually speaking to? Who was I trying to get my point across to? Not just throwing it out there all the time and just throwing things out there, because you have to sift through a lot of that. Even if you have a team to help you, it's demoralizing to your sales team to have to go through so many unqualified people as well. So you have to really think about what you're doing and how you're doing it and who your target avatar is. So that was something that I was able to really nail down. And even when I started this new season of podcasts, and I didn't do it alone. I had some help from people who are experts in our industry. Darren Bentley, I know you're familiar with Darren. He's super strong in our industry as far as being involved with super good rated podcasts, and he was able to give me some advice as well. And that advice was to be intentional, know who you're speaking to.
Okay, that is beautiful. I'm gonna let's stick on this for a second. Shaun saying that his whole philosophy changed the day that he became more conscious of his avatar. I'm curious, Shaun, for you to stop getting unqualified leads, for you to start being intentional every step of the way. When did you learn that? Because we've got listeners that have been podcasting for 2, 3, and 4 years. Even 6 years. I've had people come to me and say, I listened to your podcast. I want to hire you. I've been listening for all this time, and I've been podcasting for 6 years, and I just don't know what I'm doing. Like nothing has happened yet. And it's funny because one of the main things, like step one is to be more conscious of your avatar. Step one is that. And I find that a lot of people mess that up. They had an idea of that person, but they weren't, like Darren said, they weren't intentional. They weren't being intentional. So I want to find out, like, how long did it take you to figure this out? You had one podcast and another podcast. One of your podcasts was up for a year. This podcast has been going for 50 episodes. How long did it take you to learn that?
It took a couple of years, to be honest with you. And it was before I even started my second season of podcasting, because I took a year off from podcasting. And I learned this through just the enormous amount of content that I put out on social media. I've got, YouTube channel, 5,000 subscribers. I've been putting out stuff on there for a long time. So I was able to learn a lot there. I've got like 3,000 TikTok subscribers. So I was able to be more refined there and maximize it there. So every step of the way, I'm able to refine it and be, again, more intentional. Who am I talking to? Don't just throw a bunch of stuff out there. I used to say this a lot. I used to say, man, really, wholesaling is super easy. You don't need any money, cash or credit to do it. Like, it's kind of true that's true to an extent. But if you're trying to build a true business, not just get, a deal, but if you're trying to build a business, I had to be more honest about how that really looked. And by doing so, it started to deter people who were looking at our industry as a get rich overnight type of industry. And I started to attract more of the people who were saying, man, this seems like a viable business that I could invest in and invest my time, energy, and effort and finances and see a return.